Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm back with another boxing prediction video. Yeah, this weekend just sounded like Christopher Walken. Yeah. This weekend there aren't that many fights which I could talk about, but only two. Yeah, and I will mainly be talking about the Arthur Beterbiev and versus Anthony Yarde fight. But first, I'll say just a few words about this one, Artem Dalakian versus David Jimenez or David Jimenez. Actually, I think that's the proper pronunciation. He's from Costa Rica. Yeah, Artem Dalakian is one of the best fighters from Ukraine and I think also Eastern Europe in general right now. He's been a he's been a world champion for a while now. He's made 5 defenses already as a WBA flyweight champion. And yeah, he's just a very solid fighter. I mean, he's also actually won most of those fights by stoppage. But he won the title from by beating Brian Viloria, who even though he wasn't no more at his peak, he was still, a very good fighter, technically not least. Yeah, yeah, good reflex. Yeah, so I don't really know anything about this guy Jimenez, but that he is undefeated, 12 and 0 with 9 knockouts. He's 30 years old, stands 5'4.5" and that's exactly the same height as Dalakian. That's interesting. Dalakian is 21 and 0 with 15 KOs. Yes. So, I mean, it's hard, to pick anything by a victory for Dalakian here, and this guy Jimenez, to have only 12 fights at 30, he couldn't have started much earlier. He started rather late, as a pro, and yeah, those guys can be sometimes, successful, but often not really, not for a long time, of course. Hmm. I mean, yeah. I mean, now actually, I see that Dalakian has not had a fight last year. Wow. So maybe it's best to put a victory on points here. Yeah, safest thing. So that would be that. All right. So now we go to the big one. Arthur Beterbiev is making a defense as a threefold. His first one is a threefold world champion. IBF, WBC, WBO. Of course, light heavyweight. Uh, so this fight is happening at Wembley. So that means that Yar is fighting at home, and yeah, kind of. Well, if that will be of any importance, I cannot see that. Well, and maybe, of course, it can give Yar a little more, like moral support and mental support as well. But other than that, no real difference. Thing is now, Beterbiev is 38, has turned 38 since his last fight, and yeah, that's kind of advanced age for a fighter, no matter who you are, right? So Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to mean, of course, necessarily uh, that he has actually, how do you call it, lost any of its sharpness, and especially the power doesn't go so easily, of course. It's only a matter of question. I mean, whether he can stand, to be, to take yards, best punches. That's the big question, and whether he can get yard out of there as fast as he needs to, and given that he doesn't really have many late stoppages and late knockouts, better behave, He has got, let's see, well, ninth, 10th round, two tenths, one in the 11th, 12th, and that's all, All the other come like within five, 6 rounds, seven. Yeah, so most of his knockouts do actually come in, the first 6 rounds. Except against guys, the best guys like Wozniak and yeah, some other guys as well. Enrico Kelly, and yeah, some. Uh, he was dropped. I think the only time he was down was against Callum Johnson, and then he just got up to knock him out, and that's all. That's all she wrote. Yeah, it doesn't look like he has been down in any other fight. So he knocked out Johnson in the fourth round. So that's kind of we know what will happen if Yard gets him down early. Yeah. So it seems to me maybe better for to wait, before going for a knockout. If I was Yard, I wouldn't, rush him, and that's what Joe Smith Jr. did, he kind of rushed and tried to rush him, as they say, and he got taken out quickly, that's what happens, when I mean, the guy that's a beast with that weight, a true beast, you don't do that to them, right? Make them, taste the canvas early or put them under pressure from the get go, that only makes them more, eager to finish you off, right away or soon as possible. That kind of triggers their survival mode, or whatever, their killer instinct. So I think Yard should focus on just avoiding the big punches from Beterbiev for like, I don't know, 7, 8 rounds at least, and then in the late rounds he should stop, not stop, but just try to, go for a knockout. But yeah, because he does have the power to do it, of course. But as we have seen, he's not always such a good finisher, I would say, Anthony Yard. If we go to his record, we see he's got 2 losses, and one came to Lyndon Arthur. Well, he did knock out Arthur, that's right, in the rematch, but that loss came because he was not, yeah, simply wasn't good enough, and you know just putting Arthur away and stuff. Wasn't able to really connect with enough big punches, and of course, and also when he fought Cole, he had him in serious trouble, in round 8, as far as I remember. But he wasn't able to finish him off, just simply, and then he was taken out 3 rounds later. Yeah, I mean, Anthony Yarde is not really a boxer, if we are to be serious. And neither is Beterbiev, So, I don't see Yar really winning this fight. I mean, as I said, he can if he just happens to catch better beer, while they're trading or something, he just counters him right, with the right punch, maybe, or gets him off. I mean, staggers him and stuff, and then he follows it up, boom, boom, and then then he can do it. But I still think the chances are, chances are there, but they are not big for that to happen. Of course, now we saw last weekend anything can, things that we never thought could happen before in a fight did happen when Liam Smith knocked out Chris Eubank Jr. in only 4 rounds. That was just amazing. So because of that, I think Yard can knock out Beterbiev, but will he? That's the thing. That's the question. Because I think it's rather more likely that Beterbiev ends up knocking out or stopping Yard, and if that happens, it will likely happen before the 10th round anyway, or even in the first 6 rounds, perhaps. Because as I said, if Yard goes at him early enough, tries to get him out of there, then that's it for him probably. I mean, unless Beterbiev has happened to have aged overnight, then of course it will probably be a different story. But if not, I don't think he has really aged overnight yet. Maybe next year he he will not be no longer no longer the same. But these guys you have seen it in UFC as well. From this part of Russia, like Chechnya, Dagestan, they are really tough, tough, tough and vital, strong guys, long lasting as fighters, definitely. So, we may not see the end of Beterbiev's dominance for at least another couple years, I think. So that's why I think probably it's more likely that he stops Yard. Well, anyway, somewhere between rounds 4 and 9, I would say. Yeah, 4 and 8, something like that. So, yeah, that would be my prediction for that fight. So, I'm really looking forward to it big time. And I think Yar will just have to, fire up on all cylinders he can afford if he goes out there just to survive and plays the survival, tactics. He will not get any, respect, of course, even if he gets knocked out. But if he tries to knock out, of course, Beterbiev, he will at least get respect. And that's better than nothing. So that would be all for now. See you until the next time. Bye bye.